Hi, Corey with Gold Rush Expeditions here. We are out in southwest Montana, Beaverhead County, and we are finding and exploring more mines. Today we're at the Silver Star mine. This, if you look at it on a map, might just look like a tiny little hole, tiny little prospect. It is in fact not. It is a massive complex of mines out here. Where I'm at here is the upper workings of the Silver Star. There's a cabin up here that has long since kind of given up the ghost. And a few years ago, our friends at the Forest Service decided to put a culvert and a gate on this mine here, which actually worked out quite well because the rock is very broken up. It's very loose. You would want to do a lot of timbering work, which they've done a lot of timbering work here. We actually went into the mine here. There's 700 odd some feet of workings there. A lot of stoping, a lot of big ore bodies. There's one section that you'll see in the pictures where the entire fault line where a lot of gold is has all been mined up, and it goes up 30, 40 feet. That's pretty awesome. But it goes to what we were talking about with the Silver Star here, is that it is a large mine complex. One of the things you get with Gold Rush Expeditions is not just a cursory, oh, I drove by, there was a hole, there's a picture, you should buy this. We're gonna give you the full down low on what's going on here. So where we're at here is the upper workings, like I said. We've got 3 added entrances up here, only one of which has been saved by a culvert and has the workings in it. The other 2, once you're in there, you can see where one has been backfilled and bulldozed, and the other one, who knows where that goes to. But like I said, there's a lot of workings. As we go straight down, the main workings, or what we assume to be the main workings of the mine, the main entrance, is down below us. There's track coming out of this, but it's also been bulldozed. So if you're gonna come out here and reopen this, you might want to bring a small little track hoe, get a notice of operation approved, or do it by hand if you don't want to file a notice of operation. Fact is, Forest Service can't keep you from working out here under casual use, regardless of what they say. If they tell you can't, get it in writing, because they won't put it there. Anyway, so there's 3 old adits that work down this mountain. And when I say old adits, there's a large tree in front of the main workings that's growing right through the rail lines. The tree is probably 35 to 40 feet tall, which tells me it's 60 to 70 years old at a minimum, and it hasn't been touched since. Got a great road access to the mine. We got the full-size truck all the way up here, backed right into it. No problem. There's parking, there's roads, but a lot of it is grown over. It is very old. Like when you look at it, it took us a little bit to see too, because there's so much grass and so much overgrowth. But when you go all the way down to the bottom mine that is down at the bottom of the hill there is actually, you can see where you can get into the mine. It's very small, it's about this big right now. We're not gonna get into it because I'm not gonna take the time to dig it out, but it's blowing air, which also tells me that there's another entrance somewhere that is sucking air in, so air is circulating through the mine. Mines that blow air are not small mines, they're always big mines. Also down there is an old section of an ore bucket that's just been left out there. It's half buried in the dirt, but it's very old. It's been made by hand. All of the rivets and the pieces that are holding it together are very rough, you know, made on site. And speaking of which, hold on, I have something while I was down there. So this I found in some of the old rail ties down there, but this is a handmade little spike which would hold the rail into the ties. How do I know it's handmade? This thing is rough. It's been beat up. It's got hammer marks on the side of it where it's been folded. The only thing they're working on with this is that it holds the track down. It doesn't need to be pretty, it doesn't need to be sexy. Super cool though. It shows kind of the age and the history. I would estimate this mine probably opened 1860s-ish, which is kind of the era of when a lot of discovery was being done out here. They probably closed pre-1900, I would estimate. You've got Bannock that is just a little ways north of us, large, well-known ghost town, and that took the majority of the mining operations because there was a big mine there. There was a storehouse. You know, there was the mine that was paying people, so as the mentality goes, sometimes, you know, you don't want to work for yourself. You'd rather just have somebody else cut you a paycheck. A lot of miners sometimes took that mentality and they would go to the big mines and just go and work. They'd do their work and, you know, get a check. They don't need to worry about processing. They don't need to worry about claim jumpers, none of that. So anyway, I digress. Let's go take a look at some of the rest of the workings. We'll go take a look at the open adit here and walk you through the rest of the claim. So we're here at the only safe entrance here to the Silver Star. Now when I say safe entrance, I say something that the average person can go into, the person that has an average bit of mine training can go into and safely navigate. What's been done here is the Forest Service has culverted and locked this gate here. The culvert is actually an awesome thing. If you have mines and you're trying to think of a way to keep that entrance secure so it doesn't slough in, culvert is a super cheap way, super easy way. The bad is that critters like to crawl back and forth through it, and it seems like every time they hit one of the little bumps, they poop. So you're gonna be crawling over poop, but that's another story too. Anyway, this is locked. It's got a lock on it. The person that gets to claim it will get the code to the lock. You'll be good to go to check out what's in there. What we saw in there is a lot of gold, possible silver. The silver looks like it's in sulfide. So for all intents and purposes, what you're gonna do today, the silver is gonna be really hard to recover. So I would stick with your gold, stay with the gold. It's crushable, it's pannable, work with that. What you can see, this was one adit. Right over here, there was another adit that's gone in that has been destroyed. You can see some of the little bits of where the timbered entrance was. And then there was another entrance farther up. Now the entrance farther up, we were able to see where it had been bulldozed, where you used to be able to get into it from the inside. So at this level, and when I say this level, there's 2 levels in this mine, but you can see most of the workings in this area. There is, as we said, 3 other levels below us. There's only 1 accessible level that needs to be dug out lower. I am assuming that it's massive, and this is probably the latest workings of the mine. Usually that would be the way it would go, because you would start lower, you'd work your way up as you got into the mountain and you'd find more ores. There's a lot of gold in it. It's southwestern Montana, it's known as the gold belt. There's tons of gold up here, and people are up here every year pulling a lot of gold out. Your bad is that when winter hits, pardon the flies, when winter hits out here, you're done. You don't play around, you don't screw around, because it gets really cold, it gets really fast, and you'll end up being a popsicle out here. This is a massive, massive mine. I would estimate there's likely 4,000 to 5,000 feet of tunnels underneath where we are working. There's rail, there's all sorts of things down here, but a lot of it has been lost and forgotten just because it's so freaking old. The grass has grown over it, trees have grown through it, and the only thing that the road really passes by is the main adits up here, the upper adits, which are probably the most recent adits. And so people drive by, they take a look at that and they go, ooh, that's pretty, da-da-da, and they keep driving. One of the things you get with the Gold Rush claim is that you actually get us looking at everything. So if you'd like more information on this claim, you know what our site is, www.goldrushexpeditions.com. Maybe you just want to chat with somebody at the office about it, 385-218-2138. And for Gold Rush Expeditions, I'm Corey Schumann. We'll see you at the next site. For more pictures and video of the inside of the mine, definitely go check out our website, www.goldrushexpeditions.com. There'll be pictures there, there'll be video, there'll be a full description and all the history. And if you catch it quick, it might still be for sale by the time you get over there. So hope for the best.